Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. That means that we're going for my week in numbers. What was successful, what was bad, and all that good stuff. And I believe last week was a record for the amount of quotes. We did 100, where is the figures? There we go. 118 quotes last week. That is mental. That's in November. 118 quotes across the 5 sites because we're including Mansfield now, even though Mansfield, 1 week today, by the way, Mansfield opens. Oh my giddy aunt. And we've got over 3,000 square foot moving in. So straight away, boom. Really, really excited. If you want to know all my daily reports and the self-storage tip, then don't forget to head on over to mrselfstorage.com, mrselfstorage.com, or mrselfstorage.com. I think it works out to be same letters, same words, but just turns out to be Mrs. Elf Storage, which I think is pretty cool. Right, so let's get on with it then. So Willoughby, let's start with Willoughby. I'll tell you what, let's start with my weekly revenue. We took last week 36,310. We took £3,830 at Wrexham, 6,514 at Clough. Beverley, we took 6,867, and we took 19,097 at Willoughby. I have to say, this last week or so, or this last month, Wrexham is absolutely crushing it. I am definitely going to get in touch with Jonathan J. He's a person who helped me. I always think, find the best person out there or somebody one step ahead of you. Find a mentor and pay them whatever they want. I literally had 4 meetings with Jonathan J. And he, by the way, has a mastermind all about buying businesses. He's bought loads of day nurseries. And he has this mastermind where I'm on. But the problem is, you've got to know yourself. And I went to this mastermind and it was a big group setting. And I know that I don't work best in a classroom format, a classroom situation. And so, yes, I went on it 2 years ago and it was really, really good. But because of me and my learning and how I intake information, I didn't do anything with the information. So I just emailed Jonathan saying, look, I don't really work with me masterminds. I just don't work like that in a classroom format. I don't learn. Can we do anything one-on-one? I'm already paid him like 14 to 18,000 pound a year for the mastermind. And he emailed back saying, basically, what do you do with Dan Bradbury? How much does it charge? Because he knows Dan Bradbury. And so I was just open and honest and said, Dan charges me this. And he goes, I'll tell you what, if you want 26 hours of my time, it's 10 grand. So an hour meeting every other week. I was like, done. Falling for 10 grand plus VAT. And that was it. Boom. And I've only had 5, and I need to get in contact with him. I only had 4 or 5 meetings. I bought a business, and that's it. And he keeps on emailing me saying, Dean, when do you want your next session? And the truth of the matter is that it was like £10,000. That's £2,000. So I had 5 meetings with him. It was £2,000 an hour. However, it doesn't matter because I got incredible value out of that and I bought Wrexham. Anyway, it's a long-winded way of saying that when we took over Wrexham, it was turning over 100,000. If we continue on this trajectory, we will turn over 150,000. So that's what we're currently taking divided by 12. That's what we're taking a month now. But the good thing is it's going to continue to increase. But not only that, I said it before, we increase the revenue. So we increase the revenue by 50K. So that means it's now making 60K. And we decrease the expenses as well. And by the way, it's not, and the guy who owned it emailed me and said, oh, you've got such a good deal. And I'm like, well, yeah, but it's only a good deal because that deal there mixed with our expertise and know-how of how to run a site and what to do and how to maximize revenue and put containers in, etc. Yes, it was a good deal because of that, but it was a good deal because of us. If we just had that site and brought no expertise in, no, it's a terrible deal because you're getting a high multiple of your profits. That's what the sale price was. And so it wasn't a good deal unless you knew how to improve it, unless you knew how to add value. Anyway, so I any chance I get to talk about Wrexham and blow me on trumpet, I'm going to take it. Right, reservations last week. It was a slow week for reservations. We overall did 20 reservations. However, 2 of them was at Mansfield, so a very, very slow week at Mansfield as well. Obviously, we're not open yet. So that was 18 reservations across the 4 sites, Beverley, Willoughby, Clough Road, and Wrexham. So we normally want to be hitting at least 21. So yeah, 18. So we're three off. So yeah, it was a little bit slow week. Angela did 3 reservations, Katie did 5, James did 5, and Jack did 5, and Claire did none because Claire wasn't at work. Right, Willoughby figures. 50 quotes at Willoughby. 50 quotes. That is mental. Ollie Dunn's just texted me as well. Hello. Yes, it is, but I love it. Oh, I have no idea what I asked him. Anyway, Ollie, I know you listen to this. All right, mate. So 50 quotes. Number of quotes a day is 7. Reservations 9. So that's a conversion rate of just 18% from quotes to reservations. Not very good there at all. However, because we've got 50 quotes in the pipeline, I believe this week is going to be a whopping week at Willoughby. Number of move-ins were 7. So 7 people moved in. So that's a conversion rate of 14%. So not very good there. Total number of square foot moved in was 960. How much square foot moved out? Huh? What do you think? 735. Dave from Scotland, you got that right. Well done. Obviously, I don't know if Dave from Scotland. If you did, Dave, good on you. Right, quickly move on, Dean. So that was a net result of 225 square foot up. Overall, by the way, was over 1,000 square foot up last week, which is really, really good. Willoughby, we was over 500 square foot up before Sunday. And then Sunday come along and we lost our square footage there. Right, number of internal rooms, we had 8 people move in, 7 people move out, so we've got 338 internal rooms occupied. Containers in 1, containers out 1, 52 containers occupied, still 3 car parking spaces. Store occupancy is currently 79.37%. Need to get it above that 80% mark. However, I don't think November's going to be as bad as it usually is for us. November, we normally lose square footage. I don't think we will. I'm going to make a prediction is that I think across the whole board, we're going to be up square foot. Obviously, don't take Mansfield because Mansfield will definitely be up because we're going to have 3,000 square foot move in straight away. But I think it's going to be up overall. And Willoughby's going to be up as well. Although it does say here, next week, we've got 890 square foot due to move in and 1,210 square foot to move out. So next week is supposed to be 320 square foot. Public maths, I love it. 320 square foot down. But do you know what? You heard it here first. I think it's going to be a positive week. Average insurance was 4,428, so not good on the average insurance either. Clough Road. So in October, Clough Road took a battering, but this week was good. 28 quotes, 7 reservations, so that's a conversion rate of 25%, still below where we want to be. We had 8 move-ins, and that was a conversion rate of 29%. We had 1,020 square foot move-in, which is really good for Clough Road, really, really good. Move out was 300 square foot, so that was a net of 720 square foot plus. We'll take that absolutely every single week. 720 square foot in November. However, we've got to remember that October was a really bad month. We lost over 1,000 square foot at Clough Road. So we've got a good amount back this last week. I think we're at 72% full now in this site. Average insurance was 5,375. So again, we want to be 6,000. So not particularly good there. It's going to be another good week. We've got 475 square foot due to move in, and we've got 175 square foot to move out. So that means that we are going to, public maths, 300 square foot net this week, apparently so. So again, I think probably around about 500 square foot up for Clough Road. Beverley is not a great week. Only 7 quotes, 1 reservation, so that's a 14% conversion rate. Only 1 move-in, which is a 14% conversion. 50 square foot moved in, 240 square foot moved out, which is quite a lot for Beverley. We net was minus 190. Excuse me, I need one of them cough buttons where I press it and you can't hear me cough. 87% store occupancy, so still really, really good. And by the way, we had the best month for revenue last month as well. 10,000 square foot, 10,000 average insurance, so that's good. So that means that somebody moved in a 50 square foot and took £10,000 of insurance. That is good. Move-ins due this next week, 50 square foot and 85 square foot due to move out. So public maths again, 35 square foot down. We're expected to be this next week. Wrexham. I love Wrexham. 10 quotes, 2 reservations, which is a conversion rate of 20%. So below where we want to be, to be honest, 20%. We want to be at 30%. 3 move-ins, so that's 30% conversion rate. And 310 square foot moved in. And guess how many square foot moved out? 0. And we put most people's price up by 20%. At least, I think it's 20%. I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, we've done some revenue management at Wrexham as well. So we'll see the fruits of that in the coming months. And so the quicker we can get Wrexham, the idea is to get to 200. The rent is £55,000 a year. Next year it's going up to 65,000, but £55,000. The quicker we can get it, what ideally you want to be taking 4 times your rent. So we need to be getting up to £220,000 revenue. That's what we want to be taking a year. And we're going to be at 150 at the minute. So we need to increase that to make sure we get to 250. Where was I? Yeah, 310 square foot moved in, 0 moved out. So 310 square foot up. Average insurance was £6,000. That's really good. No move-ins next week and no move-outs next week. So that's okay. Google Analytics. We had 424. And by the way, if you want to read all this, just go to mrselfstorage.com. I send this email out to everybody. It takes me a long time, but I love it. I really, really enjoy it. Send the email out every single Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you get a self-storage tip and the previous day's figures as well. And all that good stuff. It really is good. We've got so many people who have subscribed recently, and it's awesome. Do you know what it's like? It's like the European conference every single day. The amount of people that go to the European conference and what are subscribed, I absolutely love it. And I don't take that responsibility lightly as well. I really, really respect and love the fact that people are subscribing like that. It just means everything to me. And I respect it, as in I will do the work. Like today, all my job today is to write 5 self-storage tips for this week. 4 self-storage tips for this week, and make them good for this week coming. So yeah, I love it. And so I go to my Costa, I have a little cup of coffee, I have some cups of tea, I have some water, I have some Diet Cokes, and I spend about 3 or 4 hours there and I just bash it out. I love it. Anyway, Google Analytics, 424 visitors to the website, which is pretty goddamn good. 19 reservations across the Stormore sites, because we don't count Beverly because that's a different website. It's a 4% conversion rate from website visitors to reservation. And it's 4% as well for move-ins. I think that should be a little bit higher. I want to be above 5%, although the average for the industry it's a lot. It's very, very good. I think it's like 1.75% for Big Yellow or something like that. So we're doing good. Right, my friends, I don't think... the Luton van was rented out 6 times last week. So yeah, pretty goddamn good with the Luton van. I don't think there's anything more to tell you. That'll be it for 14 minutes podcast. Right, I love you. I appreciate you. It's bloody cold in my man cave. I didn't turn the heating on this morning, so I am gonna. I'm not gonna turn the heating on now because I'm gonna take the kids to school and then I'm gonna my Costa. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't done so. MrSelfStorage.com or MrsElfStorage.com. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you geezers and girlses tomorrow. See you later.